Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be looking at what could be going on with your Podpoint charger when there's no lights, no sounds, and it's definitely not charging. What could be possibly going wrong with it and how you can fix it or not, as the case may be. Symptoms are simple. The charger shows no LED activity, doesn't respond to your car, it's absolute dead weight, and what could be behind it. So first things first, check the power supply. Is the unit receiving electricity? Here's what to check. You've got to head inside and check your fuse box. The Podpoint should be on its own circuit, usually labelled, but make sure that the breaker hasn't tripped. Next, check the external isolator switch, typically mounted beside or below the charger. Is it turned on? If you've not got one of these, just check the one on the inside. You might have an RCD test. Resetting it might restore some power, so it's worth having a look at that. And if everything looks switched on but your charger is still unresponsive, you're probably looking at a bigger issue than just a trip switching. Sometimes there might be water in it, or a blown internal component might be to blame. Loose connections behind the panel, or could have become loosened over time, can break the power link. Overheating firmware glitches is rare but is possible, so it's worth having a consideration for that. And you might have to think if there was a surge of power in your area. Now, if you checked everything and still no joy, call in the cavalry, or don't, as the case may be, and we'll get into that more in a bit more detail later. So if you get in touch with Podpoint by email or phone, they'll try and guide you through diagnostics and may need to dispatch an engineer. If the charger was recently installed, check your installer offers a post-installation warranty. If you get in touch with Podpoint by email or phone, they'll try to guide you through some diagnostics and may need to dispatch an engineer. We'll get onto more of this in a bit in terms of costs around that. If the charger was recently installed, check your installer offers a post-installation warranty. Coincidentally, our charger, which was only 3 months out of warranty, funnily enough, stopped working. How, we're not quite sure, but surprise, surprise, of course, we had a look at it. An engineer just to come out and look at it is £190 to assess. Yes, just assess the issue, £190, and potentially more payments for the parts, etc., which could be even more. If you want to replace it, it's a staggering £400 for some of the internal compartments. You could get a new tethered version, which is £649, or you could do what we did and just go online and do a bit of hunting around and find yourself one for £250 and have that fitted instead. I do like the look of the pods. They are very good. They are pretty cool to look at. So, I do want to stay with that company. Also, just to note, Podpoint, or Pod as they are now called, their online support function is absolutely bobbins. Do not bother filling out anything online. You are much easier and better to ring them. You will get a better response. You'll be able to talk through things with them. I do like the pods, as they're now called. They are fairly cool. It's very slimlined, sleek designs, look good on the front of the house. As we did have the tethered version before, I did want the untethered version, just because I found that we don't plug it in that very often, and the wire at the front of the house sometimes looks a little bit messy. So I've gone for the untethered version this time, and I know a lot of people say, well, you're getting out your boot all the time, you've got to plug it in, and the wire gets wet and all that sort of thing. We've been traipsing one through the window for the last couple of weeks, so I don't think it's a massive issue from our perspective. But I will do a little bit of an update in the future around how we found the new charger, but hopefully it'll be exactly what we need. So thanks for watching. I will be doing an update around sort of like the new Q6 e-tron that we've got and how we found that. We've had it since April this year, so I'll just do a little bit of an update in one of the next videos around how that is working for us and the pros and cons of having one. But thanks for watching. Take care now. Thanks. Hey guys. So normally we're at that point in the video where we stop and we say please like, subscribe, the usual lines. Well, I don't want you to do that this time. I honestly don't really care if you like this video and you subscribe to my videos. What I would ask though is that you take a minute to hear or even read for yourself about Tommy's journey. Tommy is a very special 6-year-old boy in my son's class at school, and the family are very close to us. Unfortunately, Tommy has been diagnosed with cancer for the 3rd time in as many years. Having cancer at all is awful, but to have had it 3 times by the age of 6 is just unthinkable. And anyone with kids can only imagine what they're going through. It's just not something we want to consider. Whilst Tommy is currently undergoing treatment, we know there is further treatment and specialists abroad that can help and increase his chances even further. Please take a moment to check out the link to Tommy's Just Giving page, even if it's just to read, raise awareness, share on your own social media. At this point, everything big or small helps, or donate anything you can. It would be greatly appreciated. We owe it to Tommy to give him the best chance possible to beat this thing for a third time. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Take care.